I'm actually going to see of this or hear me because it is loud. But console, games, controller, and there's other controllers in the box as well. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the free trading game collection challenge. I'm using a different camera today. I do apologise. My other one is there, it's charged, the memory card is in a different camera and I can't be bothered to switch it. So we're just using the webcam for now. But anyway, this is the series where we build the collection that you see behind me. Some changes going on, we'll talk about them in a second, but how we achieve this all for free is that we buy deals and little bits and bobs and make our own deals from Facebook, Vinted, eBay, charity shops, car boot sales, you name it. We will source it and we will take a part of that deal, sell it on, make our money back, use the rest of it to take into CEX and to trade it in, get game credit, buy all this lovely stuff that you see behind me. And essentially, it's all for nothing. So if you have missed the first, I think 7 episodes now, go check them out because obviously it will catch you up as to where we are right now. A lot of you are wondering what the hell that is. It is a lava lamp, PlayStation lava lamp, and it is part of the series. Batman has gone. I want to create a background that is made entirely of free items. Now, I can't really do that with furniture. I mean, I can and I can't, but I've decided against it. So the bookcase, I bought that specifically because it holds games and it's just perfect for games. It cost like £100. It was stupidly expensive, but it was perfect for what I wanted. I could have sourced one, but I haven't bothered. The table that you see down there, again, technically speaking, that was free because it was gifted to me by my mother, but that is an IKEA table that I think is about £25, but I did get it for free. That TV is just for testing. It will go eventually. That is a CRT TV that I'm hoping to upgrade in the future because it's a little bit on the smaller side. Both of them were actually free from Facebook. And then, of course, we have our consoles down there that we've acquired and the ones up there as well. So I want everything behind me eventually to be free and part of the collection and part of the challenge. So without any further ado, we have a lot to get into. So we're going to get into the deals. This is going to be a mammoth undertaking, but I'm going to try and do it. So I'm going to add everything together. I've got a calculator in front of me. I think I know the overall value, but then we're going to try and deduct from it. So we're going to add everything that I've bought together, and we're going to see if we can make our money back and how much trade we will have on top, right? So first of which, Wednesday's episode, you saw that I bought a PS4 Slim. Came with 3 games, 2 of which were unboxed, Rocket League and Need for Speed. It came with the Crew, which was in its box, and the controller was spongy, the console was dirty. I regret buying it, although, having said that, sold it for 140 in the end. We'll talk about that, but I spent £100 on that, right? So let's just keep that in our minds, £100. Then I bought another PlayStation. This one was on Vinted, and I have it here. Came with a red controller. Unfortunately, the barcode has been rubbed off, so I couldn't trade it in because that was my initial hope that I would be able to trade that in for about £33. And then I was going to sell this console only for about 90. This cost £48. I'll round up to 50, just in the interest of being like super safe with our figures. But it was good. All the seals intact, serial number down there. It was good. The only problem with it is it sounds like a jet engine when you turn it on. Or not when you turn it on, but when you run a game. I don't know if that's normal, but I've said it in the listing. I have sold it. I'll tell you how much it sold for when we get there. But that cost me £48, 50. We'll round up to 50. Interesting side note story. The listing on Vinted had free postage, which means that the person who is selling the item pays for postage, right? So I paid her £45, assuming it's a woman, £45, and I paid a £3 fee. The person selling will receive £45. They then had to go post it, and essentially they're taking that money out of the 45, right? They paid for next day special delivery before 1 p.m. on a 3 kilogram item. £25. If I can find the receipt, I will put it up on screen. That is crazy. Which means she's probably getting about 20 quid after everything, which is mad. Wow. Anyway, that's another 50 to add to the total. We are currently at 150. I am going to show you this next. This is a berry blue controller, PlayStation PS4 controller. Official, has the barcode and everything, looks good, plays well, plugged it in, tested it all out. It is almost brand new. You can feel that the sticks have barely been used. It is a very, very nice controller. That cost around 20. It was like a couple of pence over, but it cost around 20. They trade in for £43 in CEX. Madness. So just a slight interjection. I know that there are plenty of fakes knocking about the place, and that is kind of the feeling I had when I bought this, but I have taken it apart, and I can tell you that it is 100% genuine. So I found a deal, and I think I'm going to miss out on it, and I'll explain very briefly here. So I saw this yesterday. It's a boxed PS4, 2 controllers, and it has 4 games. Looks clean. Charge station as well, and there it is, £165. I thought that was a bit steep. I mean, it's not. It's actually a decent deal if you're looking to keep it, but for me, like looking to flip it on, it's a bit steep. So I went in there with 120. He said he had someone to come in to look at it, and they were going to give him 160. I said, fine, no worries, and didn't think anything of it. So this morning, I wake up, and I see a different picture to what I saw yesterday. He'd added that, which, you know, it's an unofficial crappy controller, but I thought, well, if he's added that, has he added anything else? Yes, he has. He's also added an official red controller, which is around 30 quid's worth, 25, 30 quid. So I thought, right, well, now all of a sudden, it's worth £165. So I send him a message. Did that guy come pick it up? No, he didn't. Fantastic. I can go to 140 if you're interested. There's a problem with that. The guy is coming tonight to have a look at it. Right, so he didn't turn up yesterday. He says he's coming tonight. So I said, did he offer you 160? Yeah, he did. And I thought, right, do I say, let me know if he doesn't turn up and I'll give you 140? Do I say I'll give you 160 and I'll come and get it now? Do I be super bold and just grab the bull by the horns and say, look, I'll give you the full 165 and I'll come get it right now? Didn't really know what to do, and ahed. So I went with all 3 in the end. I said, look, I'll give you 140 and I'll come now. No, I need to honour this guy's deal. All right, fine, I'll match his 160 and I'll come now. No, I can't. I need to give him a chance. 165 and a wink. And he said, it's tempting, but I have to honour this guy. Which I respect to a certain extent, but for the most part I'm thinking this guy's already let you down and didn't turn up. I don't care what sob story he sent you. It's a lie. He didn't turn up because he's a twat. So I'm offering you 165 and I will come this second, and he's still saying no. It's a little bit frustrating, but there we go. If I pick it up, the next thing you'll see is me showing it to you.
Hi mate, alright.
I don't know if you're going to see of this or hear me because it is loud, but console, games, controller, and there's other controllers in the box as well. But yeah, this one apparently a little bit faulty, which is annoying, but no barcode, so it can't be traded anyway. Next was another PlayStation 4 deal. Now I'm going to show you the sleeve that the console comes in, because the console itself is over there in the corner in a box, all boxed up, ready to go. This is the sleeve. It's a FIFA 18 slim PS4 500 gig model. It is empty, like I said, but you know, it's over there. I will put it in the sleeve and send it off. That came with the console, controller, 4 games, docking station, and another 3 controllers on top. So the 3 controllers in question, we have a red one, we have a gold one, we have a white one. They're the official ones, and then it comes with a third-party one, which it doesn't sound exciting, but actually, talk about that in a minute. This is perfect. I would trade this in, but I can't because they removed the barcode. This one is in good condition, has a little rattle on the inside, but I'm going to open it and take out a little bit of plastic that's broke off. I'm guessing it's one of the little hinges on the inside here, because they snap really easy, and they don't really need them. Once it's screwed back together, it's fine. Yeah, would trade it in. Can't. Took the barcode off it. Oh, brilliant. These are the type of people who peel things because it's there to be peeled. If they'd left it on, that would have been at least £66 in credit, maybe 70. And then I'm left with this red one, which unfortunately has stick drift issues. It's not that bad, although when you plug it in, it does look it does look iffy. What I mean by that, when you plug it into the PC and you test it, you can see the analog sticks like quivering. So both of them are doing it. So it has stick drift on both sides. This button as well sounds dodgy compared to the rest. It's just really loud, like a loud click. I have tested it. I played FIFA with it, and it's fine. So if you play FIFA with it, not a problem. If you play COD with it, maybe you'll get that, you know, moving stick drift issue. The rest of it is fine. I'm going to bundle that with a console. I'm going to explain the situation, and there we go. All this was £160 on Facebook. I went to pick it up. If there's any footage, then I will show you. 4 games came with it as well. There they are. This one is worthless. Going to bundle that with the machine just to make it look a little bit more attractive. Those 3 are trade-worthy. I think that one is 8 and then these 2 are 10, I think. I'd like to look into Hello Neighbour because it looks like a game that I might be interested in, but we're not going to keep it anyway. We are going to trade it. I think they trade in for 28 altogether. And then there was a dock. I'm not going to show you the dock because it's boring. I'm just going to bundle that with the machine just to make it look a little bit more enticing. This is a third-party controller made by Nacon or Nacon or Nacon, no idea. That I thought, well, 10 quid. Looked up on eBay, yeah, they're selling for around 8 or 9, 10 pound. That trades into CEX for 20 quid. They sell it, or rather, they try to sell it for 30 to 35 pound. If you have the camo Pro version, they try and sell it for 60 something. So do not sleep on third-party PlayStation 4 controllers. They can be worth money. What is that game? It's FIFA. That's what I was testing the console with. That's been bugging me for about 6 minutes. Anyway, that takes us up to £330. 2 more items to talk about. I don't have them in front of me because I need to go pick them up. But instead of going to pick them up and bring them back and show you and then go back out again, I'm just going to go pick them up and take them straight in to be traded. First of which was Deadpool on Xbox One. I think we bought that for £7 something, and I'm going to trade it in for 14. Then there's 3 Dreamcast games, one of which trades in, so long as it's in good enough condition, for £8. And then the other 2 will sell for 15 between them. One for 10, one for 5-ish. So that's another £7.50. We'll just allocate £7.50 for both of them. That takes us up to £345 spent. That's a lot of money. We need to make back £345 from all of that in which I've just listed. That's a lot of money to make back. The PlayStation Slim that I bought on Tuesday that I showed you on Wednesday, complicated stuff, sold for £140. A Need for Speed in it, actually. I'm trying to think. Sold Need for Speed disc only for about 5 or 6 quid. That lamp cost 5 or 6 quid, roughly. It was like £5.50, including all the postage and everything. So, because that's now part of the collection, and I want to start adding little things like that to the collection around the place. If we put shelves up, or we want a poster over here or something, I want it to be part of the collection. Got rid of Batman, because I think it would have confused some people that, you know, we got a Funko Batman for free. We didn't. We got that crappy lamp instead. I actually quite like it. Needs a bit of a clean, but it looks fine. So, Need for Speed paid for the lamp. We'll negate that from everything because it just pays for itself. We picked up £140 for the Slim, and I'm going to take £120 from it because of fees. So we took £120. We paid £100, we got £120, and we got a free lamp. You know, it is what it is. For a mistake, it is what it is. Oh, and we get this as well that we can trade in for a £5, so that's fine. So anyway, that leaves us needing to make back £225. How can we do that? Well, this PlayStation, the one with this controller, the fat one that I bought for 50 quid, that sold this morning for £110. A little bit more, I think. But after fees, we're looking at 100 quid. So we literally go over and we take away £100, leaving us with £125 left to find from what we have left. I think we're going to do this. So Dreamcast games, as I mentioned, 2 of them sell for 15 collectively, so we can minus another £15 off those. I think it's Rainbow Six and something called Kart Racer or something. One of them sells for 5, Rainbow Six sells for like 10. So we'll deduct 15. That leaves me needing to find £110. Now, because I can't trade these in, we're going to sell them. I'm hoping to get, I'm gonna say 25 for both, like each, because we've done it like a couple of weeks ago. I might get 27 for this, and I might get 27 for this if I'm lucky, but I'm just going to say 25 on both. So that's 50 quid that we can deduct from the total. leaving us with 60 quid left to find. Now, the other controller that we have, and of course, it's all the way down, the console that we have as well, would look good on a shelf, but I am going to sell it. So that, believe it or not, with that, and Destiny and the dock, and all the cables required, and I might buy FIFA 18 as well, just to make it look like it came with the original FIFA 18 that it came with. So if a collector for some reason wants it, it'll all be together. That's going to cost me like £1, maybe less. I'm thinking about 150, and I'm going to be conservative and say 150 because I actually think I might be able to push a little bit more. We got 140 for a PS4 Slim and a controller and 3 really bad games without the box, and I explained that it was dirty and a bit janky in places. I've received positive feedback for that as well, and I got 140 for it. There's no way I'm not getting 150 for that, so we'll be really conservative and say 150, which means we have made £90 in profit from that whole thing, even if things sell at almost, I wouldn't say worst case, but even if things sell for my lowest estimates, then we've made £90. Then we obviously have to come to the trade credit. So Deadpool, when we pick that up, that is £14 credit. V-Rally 2, I think it's called, is going to be another £8. That's the Dreamcast game. I'm just going to assume that they are in good enough condition to be traded. Then we come to the Crew, which came with the original Slim. That is another £5 trade. I'm going off memory with all of this, by the way, so I'm hoping I'm right. The correct figure will be on screen, but note that the only thing I have in front of me is a calculator, so I am purely going off memory. This controller trades in for £20, which is going to give us 47. Now, there's no barcode with this, and CEX always claim they need barcodes for things. So that's going to be interesting on so many different levels, but the website tells me they take it, so that's another £20 trade. And then we come to these 3 games that I mentioned earlier. That's £28 in trade, which gives us a total of £75 in credit. But we do have this beautiful thing left over. Now that trades in for 43. And as much as I would love to just trade this in and go buy games, I'm going to keep it because I really, really like it. It is in fantastic condition. CEX attempt, I can't imagine they ever have, but they attempt to sell this in used condition for £65, I think. It's 60 or 65. If you look on eBay, you can get them for less, but there are so many fakes knocking about the place that it's quite difficult to differentiate between a real one and a fake one until you receive it and open it. I have opened this. The battery is an official Sony battery, and I've compared it to, which one? This red one, because I opened it up to see if I could maybe fix the sticks or something. I can, I would have to buy new sticks and sort of solder them on, and I can't be asked to do all that. The insides are exactly the same. This is a genuine controller, so I could trade it in for 43. I'm going to put it on the shelf. Don't need to trade it in. In the future, if I decide, you know what, I want £43, let's take it in, I will. Same with that PlayStation there. If I ever decide, you know what, I want £80-something in trade, I have the inserts now, I'll do it. But for right now, I'm kind of happy for it to be there and just appreciate in value. That's going to go on the shelf because it looks cool and it'll be part of the challenge. And I may or may not use it at some point in the future because I actually really do like it. But because it's in such good condition, it is brand new, essentially. I really like it, and yeah, gonna keep it. £75 in credit, hopefully, if they take the... the only thing I'm concerned about, really, is the Dreamcast game, V-Rally 2, because that could be in poor condition. I have no idea. The only thing I've seen of it is the case. I don't know if it has the manual. I don't know if it's in good condition. It said good condition, but you can never believe what people say. So, I've waffled on long enough. Without any further ado, let's go pick up Deadpool, pick up the Dreamcast games, go straight to CEX, trade everything in, and spend £75. So this marks, or rather this should mark, the very first day that I used the GoPro. I picked up a very cheap Hero 3 on Vinted, £30. It came, I tested it, and it worked. However, when I took it out, the battery was dead. Now, I did charge it before I left, but I didn't charge it fully, so that's probably my fault. However, I will learn from my mistakes. If the battery does turn out to be faulty, it's not a difficult fix. It's literally £6 off eBay, and I can get probably a better battery than the one that came with the original GoPro anyway. It is only a Hero 3, so the quality of it isn't going to look great, and the audio is probably going to be terrible, but I'm not really bothered about the audio. I just wanted something that can record me walking around a boot sale, or record me walking around CEX, and allow me to use both hands to look at games, so that I could read the back, look and decide whether I want it while recording, as opposed to what I normally do, which is just film things quickly just for a bit of B-roll and then turn the camera off and have a proper look. I want to do the proper look, but on camera. Anyway, without any further ado, let's get into the pickups. So, shall I go through the games that I picked up? The first game isn't actually for the collection, and I didn't actually want it to be part of the voucher. I wanted to pay cash, but apparently I spent under my voucher value because my maths is terrible. FIFA 18, why did I buy that? Because I love it? No, because I had to throw it in with the bundle that you can't see down there. Obviously the Slim that I picked up for 160, it didn't have FIFA 18 with it. I want to just bundle that in just so it looks like it's the original FIFA. But there we are, so that's £1 spent. Then I picked up a PS2 game, a Wii U game, and I think four PS4 games, and I think I've been screwed out of 2 of them, but hey. So this is Star Wars Racer Revenge. This caught my eye. Not because it looked like Crazy Taxi. I have played this before. I actually really do like this game. £3.50, just in case you can't see. This is clean. You know, on old PS2 games where the plastic on the case has gone kind of cloudy, a little bit scratched up? This doesn't have any of that, which means, well, it's been very well looked after. But not only that, you could tell instantly, without even looking at the disc, how nice this was going to be. It doesn't even open properly because it hasn't been opened that many times. The manual has never been opened. Honestly, it feels fantastic. And the disc condition, oh, not a scratch on it, son. Honestly, that is, I love it. If I'm ever going to collect PS2 games, if I can, I'm going to get them looking like this. That is nice. So that's the PS2 game done. Like I said, I've played it before. I played it quite a lot as a kid. I like it. Next game, Wii U game. This is available on Switch. This is Toad Treasure Tracker, I think. Yeah, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. That is, I think it uses the gamepad, and I don't know, don't quote me on this, right, but it uses the gamepad. They made it for Switch, or they ported it for Switch, and it doesn't work as well on Switch as it does on the gamepad on the Wii U, I think. I might be wrong in saying that, but I'm pretty sure that's what I've read or what I've seen in a video. So I thought, you know what, I'll pick that up for a tenner because the Switch version's £30, and that was new in. My CEX in town has had a lot of original Xbox games traded in. Like, they had barely any, and now they've got like 4 or 5 shelves full of the stuff. So I thought, I'll go upstairs and have a look at the Wii U. They had like 2 or 3 new ones. That was one of them, so I picked that up for a tenner. I don't have a Wii U yet, but the prices of the Wii U have come down now to 85, so maybe. So first PS4 game that I think I've been screwed on is Steep Winter Games Edition. Now, they had Steep and they had Steep Winter Games Edition. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, oh, I might as well pick up the Winter Games Edition, right? Because you might as well get bonuses with it. It's a very similar situation to when I traded in Trials and The Crew, not the most recent Crew, but The Crew last week or the week before, when they said that they had like the Winter Run Edition or whatever. It's literally just a DLC code that they slot in there. If the DLC code in here hasn't been used, then yes, I have the Winter Games Edition. However, it probably has been used, so I just have Steep, which is a massive pain in the arse. Now, I'm not as bothered by this as I am by the next one. That was £4. This next one hurts because probably the only reason why I picked this up is for a game that I believe is DLC only. Dead Island Definitive Edition, Collection Edition. So this comes with the original Dead Island game, Riptide, which I didn't think was as good as the original. And it comes with Dead Island Retro Revenge, which you may or may not be able to see there. Now, this was £8, and I honestly thought, as a definitive edition, that would be on one disc. Well, it does say definitive edition on the disc, right? But it also has this little leaflet here, which on the reverse has a code. And it says, and I'm not going to show you the code, but it says, unlock Dead Island Riptide Definitive Edition and Dead Island Retro Revenge and enjoy the additional action-packed content. So it says go into the store, redeem the code, blah, blah, bollocks. So there is a very strong chance the code has been used. I don't have the game, and maybe I only have the definitive edition. Maybe I have Riptide. I really don't know. The first game was brilliant, and I love it, and I would definitely play through it again. So I am annoyed, but I will still play this game. I just really wanted to try that Dead Island Retro Revenge. I'm hoping I can buy it digitally, because I'm never going to get it disc now. Now, the next two games, very excited by, one of which I've been waiting for a long time. I think it's been out for a while, but finally now I've pulled the trigger and I will be able to play it. Before we get to that though, Street Fighter, the 30th anniversary collection. So this includes Street Fighter 1, 2, 2 Hyper Fighting or something, the new collection challenge, Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Alpha, Alpha 2, Alpha 3, Street Fighter 3, Second Impact, and Third Strike Street Fighter 3. Had a lot of games on it, basically. Oh, it's got artwork inside as well, which is cool. No DLC code in sight, which is brilliant. I'm not going to buy codes or games that require DLC in the future. I'm definitely going to be looking on the label where it says no DLC. I don't know why, it just didn't enter my head to even consider it. But yeah, beat 'em ups are kind of my thing right now. Finished Mortal Kombat, brilliant. Really difficult last boss, but in the end I actually did enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to be playing some of that. I would like a modern Street Fighter game that was actually built based on the new machines, but for now that will definitely tide me over, and that was 12. I nearly picked that up the other day actually in a PS4 bundle on Facebook, but unfortunately they showed the entire picture of like 12 games. I offered 50 for the lot. They said yeah, and then they sent me a message and said, oh, the only thing is Street Fighter's gone. Is that okay? No, don't want any of it. So I just said no, piss off basically. The next game, and the most expensive game to tot us up to £63.50. Yes, I did it. Walking Dead, the definitive Telltale collection series. It's all of them, every single episode. So when this first released on the Xbox 360, I loved it. It was absolutely like, I can't even describe. There was nothing like it. It was brand new, definitive, innovative, whatever the word is. It just changed an awful lot, and then Telltale went on a bit of a mad one, released a hell of a lot of different ones, and then went out of business. But it was fantastic. However, they took far too long between one episode and another one, and in the end I didn't lose interest. I thought, do you know what, I can't be bothered to just wait, play 2 hours of it every couple of months. I'll wait until they've done it. And they took their time, because like I said, they went out of business and it was up in the air for a while whether they were actually going to finish this, but they have. Clementine reached the age of 50 or something, and there it is. So again, no DLC, no inner artwork, which is actually a massive disappointment. But this was the only copy that they had in the vicinity. They had one in my CEX, and they haven't got any around me. So I'm really happy to pick this up. The frustrating thing about this series is this game on eBay is around this price, if not more, right? I found this on Vinted for a tenner the other day, but because technically speaking, we're not picking up games with cash, we're trading in to get them, I couldn't just buy it and put it in the collection, because that kind of defeats the purpose of the trading collection. So instead, I've spent an extra 15 quid, and I reckon I could have got it cheaper as well if I just chucked that on offer, but I've effectively had to spend £15 worth of credit more to get this game than I could have if I just spent £10 in cash. Does kind of bring me to the Switch side of things. Not really sure what to do with Switch games, because like I said with this Captain Toad game, I would have picked that up on the Switch if it was the same price. If it was 15 quid on the Switch and £10 on the Wii U, I would have just still picked up the Switch version, because yes, I don't have a Wii U, but I think it would probably run and look better on the Switch. The problem with Switch games is they are massively inflated in CEX. You can pick them up, and again, it's the same with that Walking Dead. I could pick that up on Vinted for a tenner. With Switch games, a lot of them are very cheap on I say very cheap, compared to CEX on Vinted, they are half the price, a fraction of the price even. But we're not doing just buying games for cheap. We're not trying to buy and sell to use cash to buy games. I could do that, but I do like to keep money separate from trade credit, and it's easier to spend trade credit on games because it's not cash that I can just go and spend on bills and McDonald's. So I might have to rethink how we do Switch games, because I very much begrudge going into CEX and spending £35 on, well, maybe even like it's more than that. I think it's 42 quid for Super Mario Deluxe, which is a game that I would like to pick up, that I've seen on Vinted for 2025. I'm not spending double what I can get it for a game that I may want to play every now and again. It's just, I can't do it. I don't mind spending £25 on that when, you know, there was one that I've seen once on Vinted for a tenner. I don't mind that too much, but I see Switch games all the time for 15, 20 quid that CEX try and flog for 45, and I just can't buy them in there. If there are sort of cheap indie games, I'm looking for the Shaq game. I used to love that. Shaq Fu growing up was fantastic. I want that new one on the Switch, and it's only like 10 quid anyway, or 15 quid max in CEX, and it's not that much cheaper if you buy it anywhere else. So I don't mind doing that, but when it comes to like big AAA Mario games, I can't pull the trigger on it. £28 for Paper Mario last week wasn't actually that bad. I didn't mind that because that's roughly the price you get it for online anyway. It's like 20 quid, £25, so that's fine. But other games that are like 45, 50, I just can't do it. Anyway, we are adding quite a lot of games actually. 6 games to the collection, 4 PS4, 1 Wii U that we will pick up eventually, and a PS2 game that is in perfect condition. Probably got COVID now, but there we go. Not bad, not a bad little stack to add to the collection. It's been quite a while actually since we've put in that many games into the collection in one trip. So I've got a few things to mention before I do the outro to this video, and I should have mentioned them earlier in the video so it would have been a little bit less confusing. V-Rally 2 didn't get traded in because the hinges on the case were broken, which is fair enough. I've since swapped it out with a case that isn't broken, so I should be able to trade that in for £8 at the start of the next episode, so that was why the trade value wasn't as high. The other reason was because they've altered their prices on a substantial amount of items. For example, an OLED Switch now is down to £295 as opposed to the £310 it was last week, and various games have come down. So The Crew is now £4 trade instead of £5, and Star Wars was £6 trade instead of £8. So that's why we didn't quite have as much money as I thought we would have. Anyway, let's roll that outro. And it could have been more were it not for V-Rally and me buying FIFA 18. Because bearing in mind, I've bought 6 games there, but I actually did buy 7 because of this masterpiece. I actually really like FIFA 18. It was one of my favourite FIFAs. If there is such a thing, because that game is just, it's beyond me at this point. But there we are. That's going to do it for this week's episode. It wasn't the massive extravaganza that I was hoping and expecting it would be. I'm hoping next week is going to be better. I can't see it being though, because I don't have an awful lot of money to spend on things right now. So we may have to take what we have in the collection and try and regurgitate some of this stuff. So I've still got that Wii, for example, the Wii Mini. May end up taking the controllers in, using the credit we already have. Maybe it's time to take that PlayStation in and see if we can cash in the £84 credit. Maybe it's come down in price now, who knows? We'll have to wait and see what happens next week. A lot can change over the course of a weekend. If you have enjoyed that episode though, do me a favour and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for new. Until next time, goodbye.